Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, Kilos and Cosplay. My name is Sydney, and today we have quite an interesting haul. I'm gonna be honest, if you do not like BL, you probably won't like or care about this video, which is understandable. I have a ton of other manga hauls and stuff with more options, more variety. But the reason I have all of this BL is because Right Stuff had this fantastic 3-day sale where I think they were just trying to get rid of like a lot of older titles that either you just had random volumes of or maybe it wasn't selling well. And they didn't have a lot of series that I wanted to collect that were non-BL. The ones that I did want to, they either already had some volumes out of stock or they just didn't have enough that it was worth bothering with, and I know that the aftermarket's already kind of sucks for some of those volumes, so I didn't want to bother getting like a random like volume 8 and 12 of something when I'd rather just honestly try to get it secondhand and try to just get a whole collection of it. So that's kind of where my logic lied. A lot of these are actually one-shots or series that aren't too long, so I know I can collect kind of a little more easier. So I already like investigated, made sure there were a series that I wanted to put the time and the effort in to also try to find. So that's how we ended up with this. Still got a lot. I mean, you can't beat $2 for a volume. Literally $2 is all I paid for some of these volumes, except for like the newer titles, which are kind of just showing over here. Everything in this pile I paid $2 each. I mean, that's better than you can even get at a secondhand store. So to get them brand new, that's amazing. And I know some of them have definitely been hanging out in the warehouse for a while because they are already, they're nice quality everywhere else. They are super yellow. So some of them I haven't even heard of some of these publishers or like have bought from them as far as I know. So not sure if some of them are even still making manga. But a lot of these pique my interest, and sometimes I like to read the old BL stuff because sometimes it's almost so horrendous. It's not like it's like a horrendous story, but sometimes the art's like, I pretty much picked the ones that the art wasn't so like ungodly, unbearable. But do we know the joke of the yaoi hands, the 90 yaoi hands? That's kind of the vibe you get with some of these. So I figured even if I don't end up liking the story, I can just sell them. It's not like a huge loss of a couple dollars. So let's go ahead and get into it. I think I will do all the $2 ones I got, and then I will do the non ones that I paid regular price for. And if you just want to see those, I mean, there's also a decent amount of BL in that too. I'll have everything time stamped. I'll do like the $2 section and then the ones that I paid full price for that are more easier to attain. So let's just get right to it. I could not tell you pretty much, I'm gonna be honest, a single thing about a lot of these series. I just got them based on their art and how interesting some of the stories sounded. I cannot recall them though, but so that's kind of all it is. But first up we have one that's called Lies and Kisses, I think. And honestly, this looks super good. And what I think is funny about this brand, like the publisher, it looks like it's Drama Queen. I thought they always put Enjoy at the end, and then they just put Yaoi. I'm just excited. I mean, it looks really good. The art's not ungodly and unbearable to look at. Here we're already starting to get a touch of the old school Yaoi hands. If you guys want to know how these are, I don't plan on like reading them and putting them into my reading logs at the end of the month, but if you do specifically want me to make videos talking about how these are, I will. I just don't know if anybody wants to because they're not easy like ones to find, or they're not like currently being published as far as I know. But if you do, I have no problem talking about them. But honestly, this sounds really cool. I will say no. Ooh. Ooh. I just read the back of that, and They might be half brothers. That is a common trend I'm not personally a huge fan of for BL or really anything, unless it's like they liked each other before, like step sibling type thing. That's even iffy. Like sibling things super iffy. But I didn't read any information on this. Yeah, I'm just Okay, on to the next one. Another one by a drama queen. We have Junk. Honestly, this one looks really good. It reminds me of Finder just by the look of it. Again, it looks like, I think that interesting. Okay, so it's kind of like, I don't know if someone's like not fully human. It's some of these stories are just so outlandish, and that's why I wanted to read them, because it's like the craziest thing. But I haven't read Finder yet either, but that is one that's definitely on my list. But it gives me the same kind of vibe, so I'm wondering if it's going to be similar to that. Oh lord, oh lord. Them hands are just ungodly. I feel like I like bought a bunch of jokes for $2, which I kind of did, just because it's like, sometimes these stories are so wild, but I can't stop reading them. And it's because it almost makes me laugh, like how weird sometimes they can be, but they're sometimes so good too. But okay, here we go. The next one is Allure. Again, bought strictly because of the cover. Another Enjoy. Looks like somebody got in a freak accident, so they're blinded. Oh, but their vision gets restored. That's cool. Is he gonna fall for his doctor? Is that where we're going with this? Okay, so he's allured by the sun. I feel like we're learning together what these are gonna be about. But this is probably the most non-crazy one that I have seen out of some of these. So this one seems still pretty promising. Something that translates well to this day still. But next, we have Liberty Liberty. Makes me think of that commercial for Liberty Insurance. But I've never heard of this publisher either. What is it? It's Blue? Maybe Blue Wave, something like that. Hoping this is not a child. Honestly, some of these I'm just going on a complete whim. Okay. So there's a personal crisis. Someone's always winding up drunk and passed out in the trash around the neighborhood, and then somebody happens to stumble upon them. Oh, there's a cross-dresser. Interesting. Okay. Get some. Okay. Somehow they're gonna end up as roommates and co-workers, so he's gotta be of age. That's something that's, you never know by sometimes how babyish the what would probably be the bottoms are. I mean, I'm not sure yet, haven't read it, but okay. Next is kind of just a collection. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love this series that much, but for $2 I was like, sure. And that is Gravitation, and this is actually the first BL series that I have ever like seen or really kind of dove into. I'm not a huge fan, don't think it's the greatest. But I feel like it was a good stepping stone for a lot of other ones. So that's why I went ahead and picked it up. And I was able to get a decent amount of the volumes. I even got like an Omnibus one. So technically I could get away with just not getting 5 and 6. But I might try to get the rest because I was able to find a lot of them online for pretty cheap. It doesn't seem like it's too much of a difficult task to get them. But that's Gravitation. I know it's basically kind of like, you have like the musician kid and then the other guy. What does he do? I honestly don't even remember what he does. But it's very like almost kind of polar opposite, like Attract. And I think it's good at sometimes, and then sometimes I'm like, this is so immature and dumb. But again, it was one of like my more first introductions into BL. So that's why I hold a little bit of a special place in my heart just for that reason. But not enough that I'd pay full price for any of these volumes. But you can see, like, they've been chilling for a while in that warehouse. Alright, up next we have Love Me Sinfully. Is Drama Queen still making things? I need to look into that, because I mean, I feel like I like a lot of the art that they choose to publish. And the story seems interesting. Oh my god, look at that finger. Look at that finger. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. Patiently waiting to have the house all to himself, finds parents fly to Guam for the weekend. But no sooner do mom and dad board the plane than Yu bumps into a mysterious man to whisk him away to a hotel. I swear. Don't get kidnapped. Pressed into becoming the body double of the crown prince. Ooh. Okay, that kind of gonna be Prince Freya vibes, but like BL edition. Okay. You have to wear a fun little outfit. Interesting, interesting. Again, still not the Grace Art style, but for what they had back then, this looks a lot more tolerable. But honestly, the story kind of sounds pretty interesting, so let's go. Okay. Pretty happy with that pickup. I got this next one. Strictly, I know it's weird. I got it strictly because it's weird. And very Sweet Home Alabama. And that's brother. I mean, let's just use our thoughts and imaginations on what do we think about this. So it looks like they're stepbrothers and best friends, okay? Depends when they became step siblings, if that will make it kind of better. I promise I do not support incest. But these stories are always wild. Moving on to our next volume, which is Your Honest Deceit. It is volume 2, so I'd have to seek out the first volume. Can always enjoy. Not 100% sure what's happening here. Looks like true love never smooth. They finally found happiness, so I guess they got together. Spoiler alert. From junior partner to college classmate. I don't know. Cover drew me in. That's all I got for that. And up next, it's got an interesting texture, but it's Scarlet. Let's see what this one's about. Apparently they are classmates. Oh, somebody has a cheating streak. When somebody tries to end the relationship after too many affairs, Q does some drastic measures to show his love. You know, not cheating. It's a great one. Just if you just didn't do that, that'd be good. So we will see how this plays out. But I thought it was gonna be like more like old, like it almost looks like it's from like a different like century as opposed to something that they'd be classmates in. So, well, that's a plot twist. And then up next we have Lovers in the Night. It looks like a actually old time story, like 1800s-esque. So, oh, we have a servant by aristocrat family. And so it looks like someone is a servant, so it's kind of like that forbidden love of, oh, we aren't of the same status, so we cannot be together. So we'll see how that one plays out. Next is Isle of Forbidden Love. Okay, so it's classic of ancient Edo, Japan. Eager keeper of peace encounters a mysterious string of murderers, and a man who's even more mysterious. Okay. It says 2 young men, but maybe he just got like really blondish gray hair. Did they have guns back then? Is that a thing? If it's like a classic ancient time, do they have guns? You know, I don't question the logic of BL, to be honest. And then up next we have one that I'm very excited about, and I think I'm just missing one volume, even though of course that one volume's gotta be expensive. And it is Black Knight. I have 1, 3, and 4. I'm just missing 2. The covers really drew me in. Again, looks like kind of an older setting time, so I'm excited about that. I don't love that, like, these are kind of like a more matte cover and then this one's shiny, but I mean, what can you do? But yeah, I've got some knights. I love a good story with knights. Ooh, and a prince. I always kind of, I'm a sucker for like those type of like romances, but oof, this one is yellow. It's weird that the first one, well, maybe because that got printed more recent, but this one really drew me in because the art looks honestly really nice, and again, really like kind of like knight prince kind of things. So, and then up next we have volume 4, 5, and 6 of Wild Adapter. I think I was able to find like some for pretty cheap like the other volumes, so I'm hoping to be able to pick that up. If I wish I had the first volume to kind of go off it, but it looks kind of like almost like a cop mystery detective vibe. I mean, I could be off completely, but that is the energy it gives me. Ooh, wait, no, they're pursued by a rival Yakuza. Okay, so they're in the Yakuza type clan? Okay. Like those type of stories too. And last but not least, we have one that is, I don't know if I can pronounce it, Toganunochi, and it's just 4 and 5. Of course, there's 3 volumes, have to be really expensive. But since they're expensive, I'm hoping I could maybe find the other ones for cheaper, because I am actually really interested in this story. I don't 100% know if it's even, like, I'm assuming it's a BL, but I could be wrong because it doesn't really say it. It just has a bunch of different, like, warnings. But either way, it looks really cool. I don't know anything about it, but I love these kind of like also like fighting gang type ones too. I mean, that might not be it, but that's kind of what it gives me, like that vibe, kind of like that. So excited to get into those. Getting into our more normal in-print series. Starting us off strong, we have MADK Volume 1. This is probably going to be like one of the most outlandish BLs I will ever read, but I pretty much know that. So it's Makoto, he is the main character. He has weird hobbies and kinks that most people find disgusting. I think pretty much what he likes to do is like it just really gets him going to eat demons. As far as I know, that's kind of the energy that I've gotten. I've only skimmed through it. The art's interesting, but it is very gory and way out there. So this is something that I 100% am not even sure I'm gonna like. Like, I'll probably read it and just be like, okay. Like, not sure I'll be like a big fan. I also bought volume 2. I think there's only 2 volumes and I'm not sure if there's gonna be a 3rd one. But it seems so weird, and I love to try any genre or anything that's just outlandish. So very interested to read this, but not 100% sure on the art though. It's pretty cool looking, so we'll see how this one goes. I just know it's either something you are absolutely gonna hate or you are going to enjoy. Up next is the cutest, most wholesome BL that I've ever read, and it is Our Dining Table. Oh, this one is so cute. It is so wholesome. But pretty much these two, the blonde and the little kid, are brothers, and they happen to meet this office worker who is pretty lonely. He doesn't really have friends or go out, has family issues. So he also has like a fear of eating in front of other people because of some childhood trauma. But he ends up meeting these two because this kid ends up taking his like rice ball that he was having for lunch, ends up really liking it, and he's like, hey, could you like teach us how to make it, because he really liked how you made it. So they kind of connect through food and just togetherness, like a great like kind of close family bonding. And through there you kind of see them develop feelings for each other, and it's so cute, so wholesome. This is definitely a nice comfort read. It's like one of those cute ones that like I like cried because it was just so precious and made my heart feel so warm. So this is a great one shot if you're just looking for a super sweet, wholesome read. Definitely highly suggest this one. And then also, this is a series I've also been really enjoying, so I picked up the last 2 volumes that they currently have out. I think the next few are coming out sometime kind of soon. But we have Cherry Magic, which is 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard. I love this. This is a great office romance. It's super funny, and I really like how the pacing of their romance towards each other plays out. But pretty much he obviously has never had a romantic relationship before or any experience, but when he turned 30, if he touched somebody, he could hear their inner thoughts. And this guy is the very like most popular person in their workplace. Obviously he's like good looking, great at his job, everybody loves him, and he ends up accidentally touching him, and he finds out that he has a crush on him. So I love their dynamic. It's so funny. It's so just, it cracks me up hearing like his inner thoughts, because he acts so like, you know, kind and normal on the outside, but then on the inside is kind of like always has something going on in his mind. But this one's so funny, great office romance, and a pretty decent pacing for them actually getting together, which is always a surprise. So I won't tell you when or how they get together, but I guess that's a bit of a spoiler, even though I feel like it's kind of obvious that if you're reading these, they're gonna get together. And there's also a side couple possibly forming, so that's also interesting. I like that too. Very unexpected though, but definitely recommend these. These are so funny. I love this one so much. Super cute. Alright, moving on. We have the first volume of Witch Hat Altheria, I think that's how you say it. Love this story so much. I was just kind of hesitant to pick up the first volume. I literally don't know why. I just kind of, I think more I just forgot about it. Wasn't sure if it was going to be something up my alley, but it's really good. It's very interesting how they use magic in this world, and the world building is super cool in here. And it's just so interesting. I don't want to give any spoilers, so I won't go into too much about it, but if you like magic and anything like that, I think you'll love this series. Even if you don't, because usually I'm not a big magic person, I love this, and I can't wait to pick up the second one because there's a lot of different things going on, and there's mysteries and a lot of different elements that I don't feel a lot of different like magic manga has, so super good. And then moving on, we have volumes 1 and 2 of A Gentle Noble's Vacation Recommendation. Not BL. Gives very much kind of BL undertones, that's for sure. That's not 100% why I picked it up. I always thought it looked really just cute, and then I kind of read it, I'm like, yeah. it's gonna be kind of surprising if they like didn't get together in some way, but I mean, we can have platonic relationships, but it definitely gives some interesting energy. But it's super good, but it's pretty much, I think I don't know if it's kind of an isekai energy, or I guess it's someone that ends up finding himself in a city that bears similarities to his own, so it's not isekai. But it clearly isn't. He's quick with the unlikely truth. He's an entire different world, so maybe. So pretty much he sets out on an adventure, and the guy he travels with is like very polar opposite of him. It's like you have golden retriever energy with someone that's just like aloof and doesn't usually like to travel with people, but for some reason got piqued his interest with him and kind of his energy. So they kind of travel and see what they can do, taking on different tasks and adventures, kind of like in Konosuba, where you could like, if you're an adventurer, you can go pick one within your rank to do to get money. Similar with that too in here, but I really like the first volume, and I think I like the second one too. I definitely see myself continuing this series for sure. Moving on, we have from the Red Fog. Don't know anything about this, kind of just picked it up on a whim, but I really like the art style, and I like kind of like darker, gory stories. So I'm excited to see how this one plays out. Hopefully it is good, but the cover really drew me in. So it seems really interesting. Moving on is probably one of my more favorite wholesome series right now, and that is A Man and His Cat. Oh my gosh. This one has big hype around it for a reason. It's so good, so sweet. Just hearing, because it's pretty much an older man adopts the cat that nobody wants. Everyone was looking past. I mean, they even discounted this cat because everyone just said he was ugly, but he instantly fell in love with him, and he lost his wife, and you know, he obviously his kids left the nest. He's older, so they're gone, and he's just kind of lonely and wants to fulfill like a wish that him and his wife had to get a pet. So that kind of like fills that bond, and this is just the sweetest thing. He's so like, he loves this cat and wants to do everything for it and make his life so sweet. This is adorable, and also the art's beautiful, and you'll find yourself falling in love with him easily. Like, I don't care that he's like probably 50s. Find myself falling in love. So definitely check this out. It's so good, so cute, with like a dash of like obviously kind of sad moments, but I adore the series. I haven't read the second volume yet, but I can't wait to do so because I just love the series so much. Right, that is all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And the next manga haul, I promise, will have a bit more of a variety. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.